Hello, everybody. Hello. Monday, August 7th. We're in the dog days, guys. The weather, it's not pretty. The weather's not pretty. We're still a month away from NFL starting, if you care about that. I don't. We're still 3 months away from NBA starting. We're in the dog days. It's hot as fuck all the time, and it's never stopping. Whenever we reach this point in Dallas weather for me, in the North Texas weather, the hell's going on here? I actually start to reach a point where I'm like, I don't think that it's ever going to get cold again. It might just be 99, 110 degrees every day for the rest of ever. Hold on a second. Something's fucked up here. What is going on? It won't let me get the chat box. True, we got baseball. I've been watching every Rangers game for the past couple weeks. I'm locked in. I'm focused. I'm locked in and focused. They look good. What are they on, a 6-game winning streak? They haven't lost since the trade deadline. Okay. They haven't lost since the trade deadline. We are so locked in. 6-game tear. And I don't care. I don't care if it's against easy teams. Okay, I can't get the chat box up. What's going on here? Hold on a second, guys. This is the problem with doing a live stream. When dilemmas pop up. When problems pop up, you have to fix it on the fly. Okay. Fuck. Jesus. This is great content. I'm happy you guys get to see this. All right, here you go. All right, so today on stream, here's what we're doing. We're just doing the best young cores in the NBA as a community. We were supposed to do this last Wednesday, but I did admittedly forget that Sylvania was playing. I have some thoughts and opinions about some things that we'll talk about real quickly here before we get into it. And then, yeah, that'll be it. I mean, I'm thinking for the next few weeks, we might only do 2 streams a week. It might just be Friday or Monday and Friday streams, just because there's just really nothing to talk about. There's absolutely nothing going on. The updates that I have to discuss are just some Luka injuring himself. Or, I mean, not really injuring himself, but a scare in their scrimmage, or friendly, I guess. When was that? Friday? Against Greece. And then some Team USA stuff. Some interesting Team USA stuff. And an update about PJ Washington, I guess. But that's what we have. Before I went live, Mark Stein posted something on his Substack. And there wasn't that much. Cade Cunningham wanted to be... a lot of people were confused as to why Cade Cunningham did not make the Team USA roster. But it turns out he was actually invited to make the Team USA roster. Josh Green, MJ 2.0. Yeah, for sure. He was invited to make the Team USA roster, but decided not to be on the select team instead as he was still rehabbing. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. I just hope Slovenia does not qualify and Luka can spend the next 2 months-ish in preparation for the regular season. They'd have to suck. So, like crazy shit would have to happen for them to not qualify at all. Crazy shit will have to happen for them to not qualify. So just as we usually do with these brackets, here, I'll share it. I'll share this. This is open. Boom. You can vote on this. We'll vote on this together. And this one's going to be more chat driven than last ones. If I'm feeling very like I'll be the ultimate decider, but if I'm feeling torn about a specific matchup, I'll let you guys decide. My young core hot takes are going to be flying. I can't wait. Let's just let me get some of my takes off really quickly, and then we'll just get right into the action. No need to be around a long time today. Not a lot to talk about or discuss. The outro song's already playing. First and foremost, do we want to start talk about conspiracy theories? No, I'm just kidding. I was out of town. I took a road trip this weekend, and I listened to a full 6-part podcast series about JFK the entire time. And I feel I now have my definitive thoughts and opinions about it. So I'm happy that I can put that to rest. Anyways, I'm sure you guys have seen the game on Friday, Slovenia versus Greece, when Luka banged his knee, I guess, in that Morgan's guy. Or no, this dude, this guy on Greece. They banged knees. He limped a little bit, subbed out after this, and didn't play the rest of the game. Now it turns out, thankfully, that he was going to sit out the second half of this game regardless. And it wasn't because of injury or anything like that, but he was going to sit the second half of the game regardless. Unfortunately for Slovenia, Vlatko Cancar, their only other NBA player on their roster right now, Denver Nugget, champion, presumed to have a much bigger role heading into the season, unfortunately tore his ACL in the game and will miss the tournament, obviously, but will miss the entire season. So that's super unfortunate for Cancar, super unfortunate for Slovenia, super unfortunate for the Denver Nuggets. Just sad stuff. Just sad stuff. And listen, I'm going to share an opinion that I don't really care about sharing on here. I've talked about this on stream a trillion times. I've talked about this on the channel a trillion times. I haven't said it on Twitter because I'm terrified of saying stuff like this on Twitter because, like, it's a little bit more difficult to explain myself on Twitter. It leaves the intended audience, and you know how people are on Twitter. I'm not a fan of the international tournament every summer for Luka. I'm just not. I don't want him to do it. If it were up to me, he wouldn't do it. He would have to pick and choose his tournaments. There wouldn't be in every single summer you're playing in a tournament. That shit wouldn't fly. I don't like it. I think there's a reason why no other big star does it. Because it's just insane. You look at Luka's workload over the last few years. Obviously, he leads the league in usage every fucking year. But you had the bubble, right? Playoffs for Luka. And then, if I'm not mistaken, immediately the Summer Olympics. Wait, no, I'm sorry. You had that shortened offseason that year where the bubble happened and then they started in December. So it was very short offseason, very short rest. Boom. They play a shortened schedule, but they still play 70 games or something like that. Then the Mavericks have a very, very tough 7-game series against the Clippers where Luka was asked to do everything. Boom. Immediately a deep Olympic run for Luka in Slovenia. Then you get into the next season. Boom. Western Conference final run. Right? Mavericks play 3 postseason series. 6 games in round 1. 7 games round 2. 5 games in the conference finals. Boom. Immediately Eurobasket. Boom. Immediately this season. Boom. Immediately the World Cup. It's just too much. I don't like it. You have to pick and choose. There's got to be at least one tournament where you're like, you know what? I'm not playing it. But the unfortunate thing for Luka is Slovenia is just not. Listen, I watched the 2 friendly games. I don't think Slovenia is going to be long for the tournament. They look fucking terrible. But like, this is an opportunity for them to qualify for the Olympics. I agree here. Don't kill me, Slovenians, please. See, this is why I only hint at this take on Twitter. And anytime I do, I get destroyed. But it is what it is. Like, there's a reason why most guys do not do this. There's a reason why the Team USA roster for the World Cup is a fucking joke. No offense to those guys, but like, who's playing on this team? Like, the top 10 Americans are not playing. The best player on the American team is Anthony Edwards. You should be grateful for international games because otherwise Luke could be smoking hookah and stuffing his face. Well, that's a different problem. Live right now. Finally choosing the best young core in the NBA with chat. Should be a lot of hot takes. Get the hell in here. So that's just how I feel about Luka and the constant. We'll get into the bracket here. I have rules for it, and I've already gone through the hassle of listing every single player that I think counts. So I've already done all the work for you guys. So anyways, that's my international basketball take that I've said a trillion times, but I just want to reiterate here. I mean, what guys in the NBA are playing in all these international tournaments? Is there a player who plays in all of them? Like I'm not talking about like your role players who like, yeah, of course they're going to go fucking do this. I'm talking about legit stars. So much risk for no reward. I mean, I do get it, right? But if you had to rank the tournaments, I feel like Olympics, number 1, obviously. Number 2, and if there's Europeans in here, please chime in. Number 2, I would say is Eurobasket, right? To me, that felt like a huge tournament when I was watching it last year. Then the last one would be the World Cup. Like, well, you Americans look at it differently because gold medals at Olympics or world tournaments are nothing special. Yeah, I get all that. Trust me, I do. I get the national pride. I get that Slovenia is a very small country and this is like a really big fucking deal. But at the same time, you know, we're talking about hopefully a 15, 20-year career. You're paying them $300 million fucking dollars. Like, at a certain point, it's risky playing this much basketball. You put such an investment into this guy. I don't know, man. World Cup is qualifying for the Olympics, so it's much more important? Okay. Well, then maybe you have to say bye to Eurobasket. I don't know. Either way, though. Yeah, and Chanchar was in a contract year, too, wasn't he? So that's brutal for him. Yeah, he's got a $2 million team option in 24-25. They'll probably if I had to guess, they'll probably pick up that option. I'm not American. I'm literally from the Balkans, and I fucking hate it for Luka to play nonstop every single summer. It's also weird because the Olympics being pushed back because of COVID kind of fucked things up. Because you get 3 straight years of international tournaments where there was supposed to be a year break. And unless I'm wrong, next year there's not going to be... Oh, wait. Is it next year the fucking Olympics? Okay, well, there you go. Next year's the Olympics. When is he going to rest? I mean, I don't want him to sit the Olympics. Obviously, I would never ask that. And then wouldn't Eurobasket be the next year, or is that 2026? When's the next Eurobasket? I loved Eurobasket, by the way. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Do we not even know yet? To host Eurobasket 2025. Wait, so there's going to be fucking the Olympics in 2024 and then Eurobasket in 2025? Am I reading this right? Eurobasket 2025. Then when's the next World Cup? 2027? So just looking at this, the only summer, unless you say, Luka, you know what? You cannot play in this international tournament. You can't play in this international tournament. The next summer Luka's going to have completely off is going to be 2026. 3 years from now. I'm pretty sure heading into his free agency too. That's nice. That's actually good. The one summer where it would be nice for an international tournament, so Luka's focusing on that, not a potential free agency. Oh, he gets the whole fucking summer to himself. Hilarious. Think of it, he'll stay all year long for both. Wait, let me just make sure. FIBA World Cup 2027? Okay. So 2026 is the next time Luke will have an off summer. Oh, that's insane. That's right, because I remember now. Eurobasket was supposed to be in 2021, but the Olympics happened then. Y'all dumb. I bet that will motivate him to stay lean. It's not that. It's really not that. You guys know how I feel about the Luka Weight Watcher thing. I really don't care that much about that. It's more so it's dangerous to play that much competitive basketball in that much time. In that short of time, I guess I should say. I couldn't tell you because I'm playing Rocket League, but the only other star would probably be Kyrie with the different tournaments he participates in. Okay, I'm not talking... Kyrie doesn't play in the international tournaments at all, does he? I think if Slovenia fails this summer, he'll take the next summer off and perhaps one after. There's no way he's taking Olympics off. Assuming they qualify, absolutely zero chance he's skipping the Olympics. And he shouldn't. That should be... go play in the Olympics, obviously. He does 1 million Drew League games. Okay, but that's different though. Like, okay, NBA players are hopefully going to play a lot of basketball in the summer. They're going to get their private runs in. Like, they're going to be playing almost every single day. Competitive, scrimmages almost. Because sometimes these runs have like refs. So they're going to be playing a lot of competitive games. I just there's a difference between that and playing in a real legitimate game, going through a camp in preparation for that, playing friendlies for that. Big difference. Big difference. He's going to wear his body down. He is so close to an injury that will put the Mavericks out of the first 20, 30 games. Just watch. Okay, knock on glass. But that is where I'm leaning. Like, I am getting a little bit worried. His ankle stuff scares me. What was the JFK podcast called? Oh, it was Last Podcast on the Left. I had never listened to them before. That was my first time ever listening to that podcast. I just know that here in Slovenia, everyone and their mother will be salty if Luka misses any of those tournaments. Like 0.5% of people care about the NBA. Listen, here's the harsh reality that I need to tell you and you need to understand. I like watching the Slovenian team. I like watching Luka play for them. I love international basketball. I talk about it a bunch. I love FIBA. I love the flow of the game. I love how physical it is. It's really fun to watch. Slovenia's not paying Luka $350 million. Slovenia didn't draft Luka 5th overall, technically 3rd overall, and traded a first-round pick to get him. That's just the reality of the situation. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing for my Slovenian brothers and sisters in the chat. The Mavericks will never do that. They just won't. They did it for Dirk, but that was because they were so comfortable with Dirk, knowing Dirk would never leave, that they could do it. They would not do it for Luka. So you don't even have to worry about it. Like, it's not going to happen. But I get all sides, though. I get Luka wanting to do it, obviously. I think, in a way, it's great that he wants to play that bad. I get the Mavericks for not wanting to push too hard. And obviously, I get, you know, if you're Slovenian, obviously, hell yeah, you want him to play for the team. But it's just, it's spooky is all. I doubt he'll want to do it as much in 3 years. That's true. He's young. He's going to get older. Hopefully, he has multiple deep playoff runs over the next few years. And there might just be a summer where he's like, you know what, man? I just can't do it. Can't do it this summer. You guys are going to have to move on without me. And the good news is the Slovenia's got that 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid who's ready to take over. So there you go. Standouts of the Team USA scrimmages. Most votes. Jaren Jackson Jr., which is interesting, because I feel like I didn't hear much about him in these scrimmages. Lots of reporting about these scrimmages. Halliburton got 2 votes, which is funny because I saw a tweet yesterday from someone who said Halliburton was a ghost in these scrimmages. Halliburton's hate, the Halliburton hate on Twitter is very strange. I don't understand it. Because people talk about him, and then the first replies, but you could tell people don't watch Halliburton. But the funniest thing is, people say that to talk about how bad he is, but also to talk about how good he is. It's used by both camps. I really don't get it. Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Ingram, Portis, Paolo, Edwards, and 1 for Cade Cunningham on the select team. Cade Cunningham apparently has looked great. I believe... I don't want to pull it up right now because I don't want to dig through it. But in my preseason top 100 rankings last year, I had Cade Cunningham shockingly high. Shockingly high. I kind of want to go pull it up, but I really don't want to scroll through. I don't really want to scroll through. What do you think Cuban has to do to improve the roster? If I had to guess, I think the Mavs are done doing stuff. But, you know, Dame still hasn't gotten traded. God knows what's going to happen there. I kind of want to look up the top 100 players in the NBA. I actually want to look at this now. This was like predictive. I had Luka number 1, of course. You guys can't say that I'm not a homer. I had Luka number 1. I'm trying to remember where I had Cade because it was fucking high. Oh, and 24. All right, I'll pat myself on the back for that one. Maybe it wasn't as high as I remember. Is that him right there? 37. That's pretty high. That is shockingly high. But maybe this is the year, the breakout. He was hurt last year, of course, so it doesn't really count. Cade passes Barnes this year. If anything short of that would be a failure. Siakam needs to be traded so we can grab Capella. Yeah, that's one too, but there's also another door opening, potentially, for the Mavericks to improve their center position. Now, Jake Weinbach, I honestly don't really know who this guy is. I feel like I've seen him pop up a bit on the timeline. I don't know how accurate his sources are, but PJ Washington's still available. He's by far the best free agent left. I don't know what's going on there. I don't quite get it. I would understand the PJ Washington stuff a little bit more if Charlotte had given Miles Bridges like a multi-year contract. But since Miles Bridges took the qualifying offer, and he'll be a free agent again next summer, I'm a little bit confused as to their handling of this PJ Washington situation. Mobley center PJ at the 4, and they sent Jarrett to Dallas. That's exactly what I'm getting at. I don't really see the pathway for a PJ Washington to Dallas move. It doesn't make any sense to me. The sign and trade would have to be Tim Hardaway Jr. And I don't really get why they would do that, to be honest with you. Of course, the Mavericks would have to send picks in this scenario. And I'm going to be real. This is something I did this past weekend. I was out of town, but I had some downtime. I was doing some research. I was looking into the Hornets for a different reason. But I started to look into more PJ Washington. I watched like 3 Hornets games and just kind of watched. I'm lower on him than I was. I'm lower on him than I was just a few weeks ago when I was banging on the war drums to go and get him. I am a little bit lower now. I would still be happy if he somehow the Mavs finagled their way into grabbing him. He's the one I wanted early in the summer. I mean, Cleveland getting him would be an amazing get. Cause like, who said it? Like Connor said, Mobley goes to the 5, PJ at the 4. Do you want to give up picks for a big like Allen when we got Lively? So the idea would be PJ Washington sign and trade to Cleveland to make contracts work. Jared Allen's involved in the trade. And the Hornets have Mark Williams, Nick Richards. They got a solid young bigs. And so Jared Allen gets rerouted somewhere else, and then assets or whatever goes to Charlotte. But then that puts us back in the original thing where it's like, okay, so it's Tim Hardaway? Okay, why does Charlotte say yes? I don't know. Grabbing Jared Allen for the Mavs made the most sense earlier in the offseason where it was, okay, you could give the Cleveland Cavaliers Tim Hardaway Jr., he could be their starting 3 before they went and signed George Niang, before they went and signed who the fuck else did they get? Who did they get? George Niang and Max Strus? Wait, they got Max Strus. Okay, sorry. We could talk about what happened at the draft too if y'all want, or we could just start the damn bracket. What draft? Are you giving me some attitude? If you guys haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you do so. It helps me out tremendously. It's YouTube. Know we're having a great time. 75 of you in here, 18 likes. Not good enough. Get those like numbers up. It helps me out. Thank you very much. What do you think of Xavier Tillman to the Mavs? Yeah, that would be great. It's not happening. I mean, Abinad, am I wasting your time? You want to talk about conspiracy theories? All right. I have a new JFK theory. You want to hear my JFK theory? Are you doing an expansion team draft? Listen, Bill Simmons, I know you're listening. You stole my idea. We did an expansion draft earlier in the year. We did one. You guys remember that? Was that last offseason or was that during the season? We did one as a community. I don't remember if it was in the offseason though or during the year. Let's see. 10 months ago, NBA expansion draft with chat. 500 views total. Jesus. It's actually kind of nuts. We've grown kind of significantly over the year, even though it doesn't really feel like it. Messi in the MLS. I watched some of that game last night, the FC Dallas game. That was crazy. I had an outside chance of going, but didn't. What's up, Slightly? How's your Monday? It's fine. I went and shot hoops today. It was just trash. Like, I was just terrible today. Like, it was windy outside, and you could tell. You know, just a lot of uncharacteristic misses. You know, usually my shots are on line. It's just a little too strong, maybe a little too short. They were like off the side of the rim, you know, just uncharacteristic. So I'm blaming it all on the wind. We'll be back. Well, yeah, I was working on some, you know, floaters and stuff like that. So we'll be back out tomorrow morning and we'll assess. Hopefully it's not as windy. Damon Harden need to be traded to open the market. I don't think Harden's getting traded anymore. But Dame, yeah. What would you do if this time next year Christian Wood was an NBA champion? I wouldn't care. Hopefully that means the Mavericks brought him back. Oh, man. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Earlier I was mentioning how Mark Stein dropped a Substack article right before this, and he did mention Christian Wood. And, man, it's hard to be as right about something as I was right about that. Like, it is hard. It's you know, talking about sports and predicting stuff, it's an imperfect thing. It's hard. You're going to be wrong a lot. Some people. Not really me. But, you know, most people are going to be wrong a bunch. It's hard to be as right about something as I was Christian Wood. Like, it just is. It just is. Here's what Mark Stein said. I'm hard. Here's what Mark Stein said about Christian Wood. The Lakers, though, remain limited in offering Wood anything beyond the league's veteran minimum. As I reported here last month, Dallas remains open to facilitating a sign and trade. Hell yeah, let's do it. For Wood, if the Mavericks can acquire a player they like in exchange, but neither the Lakers nor the Miami Heat are considered potential sign and trade destinations. He's signing for the minimum somewhere. Come hoop at LA Fitness Uptown. I'm there sometimes. Is there a trillion people? Here's one of the big problems about Dallas. I mean, booming. I mean, the area is just huge now. I mean, it's always been big, but Jesus Christ, like the extent of the traffic is absolutely insane. Everywhere now. Everywhere the traffic is terrible. Pretty much every gym I want to go get run in is just swarmed with high schoolers. I just can't do it. The gym I used to get run in every day. Like, we had a great thing going. You know, I knew all the guys. We were all buds. We played great. You know, we had a thing going. We had great chemistry. Slowly but surely, the 16-year-olds started to trickle in. And they started to infiltrate what we had going on. And now it's fucking ruined. Must need bigger roads. Yeah, let's go 10. You know, I was just thinking this the other day. We need 10-lane highways. No, they're not good. Like, they're not good. They're fucking around. Like, they're just laughing with their friends. They're throwing up, you know, crazy shots, laughing with their buds. And I'm looking at him like, do you understand what this shit means to me? Huh? You're a little high school twerp. You're probably playing it on a sports team right now with your school. And you're going to go to college and be on rec teams and have a great time, intramural. This is all I got. You ever ask if they know who you are? I would never in a million years say that. Those words would. I could have 10 billion subscribers, more than the human population on this earth. Aliens could be discovered and subscribe. Those words would never leave my mouth. Would you do Wood plus 27 for Embiid? I'd have to think about it. Just wait till they go back to school in like a month. I'm pretty sure Dallas schools are back now. Most of them, at least. Or in the coming days. That's true. It will be better then. But it still has just gone way downhill. It's really sad. It's really sad. Maxey plus Wood plus 2 second-round picks for Capella. Maxey, Wood, 2 second-round picks for Capella, and Tim Hardaway Jr. plus McGee plus 1 second-round pick for PJ. Who says no? Charlotte definitely says no to that. And Atlanta probably says no to that too. We're going to end up in a subreddit or trade finder bullshit. No, I'm done with Fanspo. I'm done with Fanspo until the trade deadline. Should we go to the what subreddit should we go to, guys? Jose Mourinho? What's up, man? NBA circle jerk? No, thanks. I bet Christian Wood smells like bacon grease. Okay. I'm sure he smells fine. All right. With that, that's a good segue into us getting to the shits. Best young core in the NBA. I shared the link. It is pinned. The pinned link here. You guys can get your predictions in. I'm about to start the tournament. Oh, start accepting predictions. Whoops. We're about to start the tournament. Actually, we'll just start it right now. Boom. Start the tourney. You guys can go in and vote. So click on that link. The pinned link. You need to, I think you need an account, right? You need an account. But it's free. You just sign up. We do brackets on here a bunch, so it's probably worth it for you. And you guys can get your votes in. Again, this will be y'all's bracket. If I feel strongly one way or another about one, I'll chime in. But for the most part, we're just gonna go with what you guys decide. As long as you guys aren't fucking around. I miss being in. I'll give you guys some time to vote. But here's the rules, right? Before you vote, or if you're already voting, just listen up. Here's the rules. 2020 draft onwards. Those are the players we are looking at. The reason why I'm doing that is those are the guys who are either still very early into their rookie years or rookie deals, or in some cases, like Anthony Black, Jed Howard, first year of their rookie deals, or guys who just signed their second contract. So the reason why I'm going with these dudes is they're under contract for 4 years, 3 years at the absolute minimum. So these are legit guys for your core. When we start to talk about 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds, when you start doing that, that's when we're talking about guys who are free agents in a couple of years or about to hit pre-free agency and can request trades. Of course, anyone can request trades at any given time. We know that. But that's why I decided to go with the 2020 draft onwards. A lot of great young talent. And using those parameters definitely knocks some teams down quite a bit. Like, for example, okay, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, obviously, 2018 draft, the legendary draft. Most people consider him part of a young core, and I would too. He's 25 years old. He's definitely in the future plans for the Thunder. But after this season, it's 3 years left on his contract. Damn, he doesn't have a player option? Fuck. See, like Luka in the same draft, 24 years old, obviously, just turned 24 in February. He has 3 more years on his contract and then a player option for the 4th year. So, you're starting to get to that uncomfortable point where, who knows? Very uncomfortable. So I have gone through the trouble of compiling every single player. So whenever we get to a specific matchup, we'll break it down. We'll talk about it. These are every player, not every player, obviously. I didn't include some guys, but the big names at least. Are we ready to get in? You guys still getting your votes in? What's up? We ready to go? We locked and loaded. I gave the Magic and Thunder. You had to give 2 teams buys. I gave the Magic and Thunder the buy. I felt like that would make the most sense. Could have given to the Pistons, the Rockets, the Spurs, whatever. I just figured those 2 teams would be the least controversial, but you never know. All right, here we go. Let's just get into it. Hawks and 76ers. Hawks, overwhelming favorites. Hold on a second. I already fucking forgot my own rules. Does Tyrese Maxey qualify for this? He would, wouldn't he? All right, so let's talk about this then. Because we look at the Hawks young core. 20-year-olds, or 2020 and onwards. Mohamed Guy, who they like a lot. Is this 25 and under? No, it's 2020 draft onwards. 2020 draft onwards. Kobe Buffkin, you guys know I love. It was a bit of a shaky summer league, but I still love the guy. AJ Griffin, who is good. A very good rookie. Had a really good rookie season. Very interested to see his second year and onwards. Jalen Johnson's going to have a big role moving forwards with the departure of John Collins. And then you have Onyeka Okongwu, who has shown great flashes. I don't love him as much as some. And Sadiq Bey, who they just traded for. It's a pretty solid grouping. 76ers, really carried by Tyrese Maxey, Jaden Springer's whatever. Paul Reed I do like, but he's just, he's a role guy, a bench player. Definitely a rotation player, I think, but Tyrese Maxey's the best player here. Now, is Tyrese Maxey, like, he's significantly better than everyone else. Is he so much better that I would rather just have him than all of the other guys on the Hawks? That's the question. You guys pretty comfortably chose the Hawks. And I said that this was y'all's bracket, but I already disagree with you. I would rather have Tyrese Maxey than everything going on with the Hawks. Maxey over all Atlanta young players is delusional. It kind of is. Okay, sorry. Hold on. I'm on a delusional trip here. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I like Kobe Buffkin. I like AJ Griffin. Okongwu, Bey. AJ Griffin, Okongwu, Bey. Good NBA players. I already know this for a fact. Jalen Johnson, probably going to be pretty good. Kobe Buffkin, I'm still a big believer in. Yeah, you guys are right. It's Atlanta. It doesn't really matter because whoever it is getting fucked by the Magic in the next round, but it is Atlanta. You guys are right. Trailblazers and Nuggets. This feels like a blowout, right? Okay, thank you. We don't even really need to talk about this. The Nuggets' young core, for being like a contending team with a star, is really not that bad. Hunter Tyson, some people really like him. Jalen Pickett, Julian Strawther, all of their rookies. Then you have Christian Brown, who is a rotational player for a championship-winning team. Peyton Watson, who some Nuggets fans absolutely love. And Zeke Naji, who, at this point is whatever, but there's still some Nuggets fans who swear by the guy. Maxey has way more opportunity than the Hawks' young players. While that is true, he is just significantly better, though, I would have to say. He is significantly better. So the Trailblazers win that one. Their young core, obviously, is pretty damn good. Rupert, who I thought looked terrible in Summer League, and I don't think he's good at all. I think he's going to be a bust. What's his number? He chose some crazy fucking number. What was it? It made me sick to my stomach. 72. Yeah. See ya. You're not making it. You come into the league and you choose 72? Out. It's over for you before it even started. An offensive lineman number. Yeah, he did. Chris Murray. Okay, yeah. Chris Murray, cool. Scoot Henderson, obviously. Love Scoot Henderson. Jabari Walker. Blazers fans swear by this guy. Shane Sharp. Promising. For me personally, he has to show me a little bit more. But obviously, the skill and potential is there. And Keon Johnson, who's whatever. But yeah, obviously, that's a much better young core than the Nuggets. Pelicans, Mavericks. Let's see what you guys are talking about here. Dare I? Okay. All right. Now, of course, by these rules, Luka's out for the Mavericks. So that means their young core is Omax, Derek Lively, Jane Hardy, and Josh Green. That's not bad. That's not bad. Hardy and Green are already Like, Josh Green's a rotational player in the NBA. We know that for a fact. Hardy is more than likely a rotational player in the NBA. We've already seen that from his rookie year. Lively, there's bust potential. It just is what it is. With centers like him, there's always bust potential. Omax, I'm very confident is going to be a long-time rotational player in the NBA. That's solid. None of those guys are like stars or anything like that, but that's a solid grouping. Pretty much for an on-the-fly, like, we need to get younger effort. Imagine if the Mavericks didn't keep their pick this year. It would be Jaden Hardy and Josh Green. You know how fucking depressing that would be? And then you have the Pelicans, who are just swimming with young talent. EJ Liddell tore his ACL last summer. Pelicans fans swear by this kid. Jordan Hawkins out of UConn. Dyson Daniels. Didn't get a lot of shine last year, but he's going to be nice. Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, Trey Murphy is incredible. Najee Marshall, Kira Lewis, who's whatever. But it's obviously the Pelicans. But again, the Mavericks young core, like, I'm being a little slightly biased, but it's not terrible. Like, it's probably it's closer than you would think, but it's also not that close. Does that make sense? Trey and Herb carrying? Yeah, I mean, Trey Murphy alone just kind of sets them apart, and then you have Herb Jones. Obviously, those are the two best guys here. So, Pelicans, move on. Spurs and Bucks. All right, this should be a blowout. Spurs, yeah. The Bucks, I loosely did this off. I did the seeding intentionally. I didn't sit down and really think about it, like the top 1 through 30. But I just kind of placed them where I thought they should be. The Bucks definitely have an argument for being the worst one here. But if they hadn't kept the picks, then all the Knicks fans would be butthurt and complaining about the Mavs tanking. Yeah, true. Jazzy and Gortman, don't know who that is. Chris Livingston, Andre Jackson Jr., AJ Green, and Marion Beauchamp, who just went crazy in the scored 80 points. 80 points in a Pro-Am game. They're pretty high on Beauchamp, but I can't quite say I am, to be honest with you. So, God bless the guy. God bless the guy. But it's not a great young core. They're in some trouble. Jazz and Kings. Okay, this one's close. All right, let's think about it. Before I say what I would choose, let's think about it. Kings have Colby Jones, Jalen Swanson. Oh, is this going to be close, actually, now that I'm thinking about it? Keegan Murray, who is hard carrying here. Kessler Edwards, Chris Duarte. Chris Duarte is like 27 years old. Davion Mitchell. Davion. Was once a huge believer in him. Still think he can be good. Great perimeter defender. But offense really, really, really needs to step up. I really thought he was the next Drew Holiday. Not impossible. I thought it would be a little bit stronger. Keegan Murray's hard carrying, and then the Jazz have just a slew of guys. Bryce Sensabaugh, Taylor Hendricks, Keontae George, all from this draft. Fontecchio. How old is he? Should he count on this? 27? Okay, let's just remove Fontecchio, even though I don't think it makes a difference either way. Walker Kessler, Abaji, Omar Yurtseven, forgot that he went there, and Luka Samanic. So they got a bunch of guys, but Abaji and Kessler, particularly Kessler, hard carrying here. And then, yes, they do have a very, very strong rookie class here. Sensabaugh, Hendricks, and Keontae George. So it's the Jazz, in my opinion. Let's see what you guys picked. Okay, yeah. Jazz pretty comfortably move on. Kings is solid, but Keegan Murray's hard carrying there. All things considered, Jazz are weak given all their picks. Well, I mean, we don't really know yet. I mean, Kessler's fantastic. Abaji, those two guys were rookies last year. Abaji was pretty good. Like, he had some moments. Keontae George, Taylor Hendricks, and Sensabaugh. Those are 3 solid picks. And they have all the picks moving forward. They're in a nice spot. Hornets and Clippers. Okay, this one should be Hornets easily. Who the fuck voted for the Clippers? Who was it? Who was it? Speak now. I believe I had the Clippers dead last. Oh, wait, no. Kobe Brown. I actually kind of like Kobe Brown. He had some moments in the Summer League, too. So he's nice. An older rookie, but he's nice. Jason Preston, who got, some run in like garbage time last year. Bones Highland, yeah, not that high on him. Brandon Boston Jr., Kenyon Martin Jr., that was a nice trade for them. I still don't even understand that trade. What was that trade? Wasn't it for like 2 second-round picks or some shit like that? Did they give up anything at all in return? Oh, 5-team trade. Jesus, I don't want to read all this. 2 seconds. Yeah, I mean, that's a great get for them, especially for a team as old as them. And then you have the Charlotte Hornets, who I'm sure we'll talk about later. They're pretty fucking stacked. Amari Bailey, Brandon Miller, Nick Smith Jr., that's their rookie class. Bryce McGowan's, we'll see. Mark Williams, good. Like him a lot. JT Thor, Kai Jones, James Bouknight, Nick Richards, good. LaMelo Ball, very good. That's a good young core right there. So obviously they move on. Cavaliers and Warriors. Who counts for the Cavs here? Let's give it a little refresher. Mobley, Merle, and Isaac Okoro. So Mobley's hard carrying here. Mobley is hard carrying. Warriors have Trace Jackson Davis, who I'm pretty high on. Podziemski, who's going to be interesting. Moses Moody and Kuminga. That's not terrible. Imani Bates, too. So, yeah, I didn't list Imani Bates, but I guess he deserves a nod after Summer League. Cleveland, this is for you. Wait, was that tweet real? Was that a fake Imani Bates Twitter? Or did he actually tweet that? You guys know what I'm talking about? I think, okay, so look at this young core. Trace Jackson Davis, Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody, and Jonathan Kuminga. All 4 of these guys, I think, could be, legit. Obviously, Podziemski and Trace Jackson Davis, we haven't even seen play yet. But I think all 4 of these guys could be legit rotational pieces versus Evan Mobley. Is Mobley that good that he beats that single-handedly? Because Isaac Okoro, God bless him, but, God bless him, but he kind of is who he is. I do agree. I think he pretty easily beats that. So we have the first round of this bracket complete. Thunder get a bye over here. Knicks and Bulls. Knicks have a strong young core, but is it as strong as you might think? Jacob Toppin, Miles McBride, Quentin Grimes, Jericho Sims, and Emmanuel Quickley. It's strong. It's good. Is it amazing? Quentin Grimes I like a lot. I did listen to the Bill Simmons podcast thing they did today. Paul, thank you for the $5 donation contribution to a Good Hoop membership fund. Thank you, Paul. I am scouting gyms. Just need to find a good one. I need to find the right one where there's some good run, but, it's not like there's fucking, old college players playing all the time. I had that problem in another gym where I got infiltrated by, old, legit D1, D2 college basketball players, and it was just what am I even doing here? Quickly's really strong, too. Jericho Sims is just kind of whatever. Miles McBride's kind of whatever to me, too. I don't even know why I put Jacob Toppin here. I doubt he's going to do much of anything. But Quentin Grimes and Emmanuel Quickley hard carrying. I was listening to that Bill Simmons, Ryan Russello segment they did earlier where they did the expansion draft. They left Quentin Grimes unprotected? I guess I'd have to look at the Knicks roster on how that could even possibly happen. I have to run against former NFL defensive backs while hooping. No fun and possibly CTE. Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun. What up, Tommy? What up, Cray? And that who are they going up against? The Bulls. The Bulls. The Bulls. Where the hell are the Bulls? Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry, who doesn't look great. Ayo Donsumu, who they just paid, and Patrick Williams. This one's close. I'm still pretty high on Patrick Williams. I'm still pretty high on him, actually. And I feel like if I had to pick one player from this whole bunch, I'd have to really consider him. Knicks win pretty handedly. Control off on your keyboard to find the teams that easily. Yeah, true. I could do that. I think this one's actually a little bit closer than you might think, but I will go the Knicks, though. I'll definitely go the Knicks. Pacers and Celtics. Pacers clear easily. Who the fuck's voting for the Celtics? We got a big Jordan Walsh fan in the building. Jordan Walsh, who looked incredible during Summer League. Delano Banton, former Toronto Raptors great. Sam Hauser. And Peyton Pritchard, who's on the Team USA Select team somehow. And had a hilarious brick that made its rounds on Twitter. It's not good. Versus a really good Pacers core. Like I don't know if people realize how fucking good this core is. Jarris Walker. You guys know how much I love Jarris Walker. Ben Shepherd. Solid. Andrew Nimhard. Looked like he could be an NBA rotational player. Isaiah Jackson. Very slept on and underrated. Obi Toppin, I've never really been a fan of, but you know, whatever. It's a nice trade for them. Why not? Aaron Nesmith, some moments here and there. Tyrese Halliburton, obviously, all-star, really great player. Jalen Smith, I don't really think much of anything. Jordan Nora, you know, whatever. That's pretty strong. Like, you have an all-star in Halliburton. Isaiah Jackson, Andrew Nimhard, look like rotational players immediately. Obi Toppin is solid. And I think Jarris Walker is going to be amazing. That's a really good young core right there. Raptors and Lakers. Raptors have Grady Dick, Christian Coloco, Scotty Barnes, Precious, and Malachi Flynn. Scotty's solid. Grady Dick should be good, but we don't know yet. Coloco's nice. Raptors fans love him. Precious did not have a very good year this year at all. Going up against, I think, a pretty, okay, let's look at the Lakers one. Jalen Hood-Schifino. Oh, the Lakers one's kind of good. The Raptors obviously win because Scotty Barnes clears. Right? Scotty Barnes clears Austin Reeves. Right? Does he? We sure about that? Are we 100% sure about that? Jalen Hood-Schifino, who I think should be pretty good. Maxwell Lewis, who they really wanted, apparently. Max Christie, who Lakers fans absolutely adore. And Austin Reeves, who, I mean, shit, at times was like their best offensive player in the playoffs. Like, straight up ran the offense. This one's actually closer than you would imagine it to be. Because Scotty Barnes didn't really have that second-year leap a lot of people wanted, including myself, but he's still really solid, and I still believe in him. Grady Dick, they picked, where did he go, 12th? 11th? I like the pick. I like Grady, 14th, right? That's what pick they had? Yeah, because Derek Lively went 12th, duh. I like Grady Dick. I think he'll be good. Coloco should be solid. Precious, he does a lot of interesting things, even though he was absolutely terrible last year. He does a lot of interesting stuff. Shot 26% from 30 last year. Yeesh. Raptors win comfortably. It's y'all's bracket. Yeah, Malachi Flynn, but, you know, I don't really know what to say about Malachi Flynn. This one's close, but it's y'all's bracket. It's y'all's bracket. I'd have to sit down and give it a little bit more thought. Pistons and Suns. Okay, this one's easy. Yeah. This isn't even on some hater shit on the Suns, right? I think they clearly have the worst young core in the NBA if you're using these standards. Kamara, they love this dude. Jordan Goodwin, I'm still kind of shocked they got him in that trade, but he's just a backup guard. Ish Wainwright is terrible. Saban Lee. That's it. I don't even think Bobo doesn't even count, right? Wasn't he in the 2019 draft? Yeah, he was in the 2019 draft. So Bobo, who I don't even think is good, wouldn't even count. We won't even talk about the Pistons because I'm sure we'll talk about them here in a bit. Grizzlies, Wizards. You guys are going Grizzlies? This one's close because Ja does not count. Jake LaRavia. They have no rookies, huh? Jake LaRavia, David Roddy, Kenny Lofton, Josh Christopher. Yeah. Zaire Williams, Santi Aldama, Isaiah Todd, and Desmond Bane. That's pretty fucking good. And the Wizards, Koulibaly, who they just drafted, Johnny Davis, who already looks like a bust, Patrick Baldwin Jr., PBJ. He's got some juice. Ryan Rollins. There's some people who like him. Xavier Cooks, Corey Kispert, Anthony Gill, and Denny Avdia. Okay, this one's not really that close. It's an okay core. Bobo is terrible coming from a Magic fan. He plays like your 40-year-old uncle at the cookout. Yeah, I know he's terrible. Trust me. I definitely think he's terrible. Hammy Lofton Jr., best player by a mile. Preseason and Summer League legend and garbage time legend, Kenny Lofton. He is a legend. Koulibaly, I got to see it to believe it. I'm not that incredibly high on him. Rockets and Heat. This one's easy. Who the fuck's voting the Heat, huh? We got Hami Jaquez's mom in attendance here. Rockets clear pretty easily. Heat core, Hami Jaquez, Orlando Robinson, Jovic, and Haywood Highsmith. Derek White, what's up, dude? Good to see you. It's not terrible for a team that's like constantly contending. It's really not that bad, but why are the Mavs so... Okay, this isn't like... This is just a tool for us to see who's on the team. Ignore the numbers. Ignore the numbers. Hami Jaquez, Orlando Robinson, Jovic, and Haywood Highsmith. That's not terrible for like a team that's always contending. But obviously the Rockets' young core is just fucking stupid. Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason, Şengün, Jalen Green, Jay Sean Tate. All of those guys have some juice. Some legit juice. And then Timberwolves and Nets. And Anthony Edwards counts for this, so it's obvious. Whoa! Why was this so close? Why was this so close? Timberwolves, Leonard Miller. Can't believe they got him still. Josh Minot. There's some people who are big believers in him. Wendell Moore Jr., whatever. Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels. How is this one even close? Like, these two guys alone. Ant and Jaden McDaniels. Anthony Edwards is probably the best player on this whole entire list. Who they go up against? The Nets? Who do the Nets even have? Dariq Whitehead, Noah Clowney, Cam Thomas, and Daron Sharp? What are we doing, guys? How the fuck did they... How was this so close? No, I would have stepped in. I would have stepped in and rigged this election. Didn't know if Ant would qualify. All right, that makes more sense. This is 2020 draft and onwards. All right, we have our second round. The first round was always going to be easy. Am I just sleeping on Dariq Whitehead? All right, second round is live. Get your picks in. I'll give you guys some time to get your picks in. Here's where we're going to start to have some more difficult conversations. So every team here has something. They're building something. And the Magic and the Thunder enter the fray. They had first round byes. How do I vote in round 3? You have to wait until round 3 comes. Round 2. Are people getting? Is anybody getting votes in? Yeah. I think you just click the link. The link is pinned. Slightly finally back. I wouldn't say I'm back yet. Like, it's going to be kind of a sporadic schedule throughout August because there's still just nothing going on at all. Luka Doncic, what about him? He doesn't qualify for this. All right, I feel like enough time has passed. We can get in. Anyone out there still voting? I'll give you 10 seconds to speak up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. Magic and Hawks. This is where the Hawks run ends. Again, an interesting young core. I don't see any stars here. Kobe Buffkin, in my opinion, has the most potential. Slightly back. That's the best way to put it. I am slightly back. But that's only because I'm just so deluded and in love with Kobe Buffkin. But, I mean, this Magic team, Jesus Christ. Anthony Black, Jett Howard, Caleb Houston, Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, and Chuma Okeke. Jesus. Are the Mavs out already? They went up against the Pelicans. Like, that's fair. Trailblazers and Pelicans. All right, for me, this one's easy. I think Scoot just by himself sort of carries here. But then you also have Shaedon Sharpe. Both of those guys have more upside and potential than I think anyone on this Pelicans young core. You could argue Trey Murphy, but do you think the Mavs are a top 3 young core if the criteria was 25 and under? Yeah, so I did like a video doing the young cores where that was the criteria, and yeah, I had them like 3rd or 4th or something like that, just because of Luka. But just for this exercise, it's a little bit more enjoyable if we just do the last 4 drafts or whatever. I choose Trey over anyone on Portland? Really? I mean, I like Trey Murphy a lot. I definitely would take Scoot over him. Okay, Blazers win pretty comfortably here. I think that's fair. Just a refresher. Pelicans. It's good. I mean, Jordan Hawkins, Dyson Daniels, Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, Trey Murphy. Like, that's strong. But it is hard when you have Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe leading the charge. Spurs and Jazz. We didn't talk much about the Spurs in the last one because they went up against the Bucks, who are terrible. But obviously, you have Victor Wembanyama. They got Sissoko, Blake Wesley, Jeremy Sohan, Branham, Charles Bassey, Devin Vassell, who is going to be incredible, and Trey Jones. Like, Devin Vassell, honest to God, Devin Vassell is the second best player on this list, huh? Devin Vassell or Walker Kessler? Moving forward, if you had to pick one. Oh, it's a toughie. That's a tough one. I think Kessler's definitely better right now. But Vassell's skill set is pretty fucking valuable. So is Kessler's, though, to be fair, but 14 votes for the Spurs. Yeah. Jazz young core is really strong. That's a pretty rough second round pool there. Hornets versus Cavaliers. So for me, this one shouldn't even be close. This one shouldn't even be close. in my opinion. And it's kind of close. Not that close. I think the Hornets clear. Like, the Cavs the Cavs, just by this criteria, their young core is literally Evan Mobley, which I get. He's great. Okoro is just kind of whatever at this point. I really like this Hornets young core. I kind of like this Hornets team. I think they're kind of I think they're gonna be sneaky good next year. I know they were horribly bad last year, but I actually think they're gonna be sneaky good, assuming Miles Bridges plays, and they don't do some dumb shit with PJ Washington. LaMelo, Nick Richards, Mark Williams. Their rookie class here, which is pretty strong. I think it's pretty easily the Hornets. You guys picked them. So far we've had no disagreements. Thunder and Knicks. Tough get for the Knicks. It's clearly the Thunder. Rest in peace to the Knicks. Thunder move on. We already know their young core is insane. Shea doesn't even count for this. And even then, you have Kaysen Wallace, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Ujman Jang, Trey Mann, Josh Giddey, JRE, Garuba, Aaron Wiggins, Poku, and Isaiah Joe. That's a fucking 15-man roster right there, damn near. That's 12 people. Damn near their whole entire roster counts for this. Insane. Absolutely. Who voted the Knicks? Pacers and Raptors. All right. To me, Pacers clear easily here. Yeah. Okay. Scotty Barnes, I'm still a believer. I think he'll be solid. A little disappointed in his play last year, but he was pretty good towards the back half. I like Dick. Pacers, though. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton clears. Nimhard. Wait, did we even have Benedict Mathurin listed on here? Benmath. Okay, Benmath wasn't even on here. I didn't even list Benedict Mathurin for some reason. Jarris Walker. It's a strong young core. It's got sleeper. It's a dark horse here in this tournament. Pistons and Grizzlies. So Pistons should clear pretty easily. They do. Grizzlies get sent home. They just have a bunch of like role guys. Desmond Bane's awesome. Did Desmond Bane make an All-Star game this year? He didn't, right? Did he? Was Desmond Bane an All-Star this year? No. He was almost one, wasn't he? Bane can make an All-Star game at some point. No one else here will. What's your criteria for definition of young core? 2020 draft onwards. Rockets and Timberwolves. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. This is where we need to start having conversations, right? Rockets have a bunch of guys. A bunch of good, young, promising players. But each and every single one of them, there's question marks. Is this guy going to pan out? Is Jalen Green going to pan out? Well, there's a lot of efficiency numbers. And I know that's a nerdy ass, lame way to look at it. But there are a lot of efficiency numbers that say guys who start off their careers as inefficient as Jalen Green just never really put it together. What could this possibly be? I like Dick. I didn't even know I said that. I didn't even know that those words came out of my mouth, but okay. Just have to live with it, I guess. My grandmother's in the car right now. Hey, Graham. Sorry you had to hear that. I'm talking about Grady Dick Graham. He's rookie for the Rookie for the Toronto Raptors. Yeah. He's a rookie for the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, his last name is Dick. Yeah, I know. It's you can't talk about him really without somebody clipping you. Exactly. So I wasn't talking about dicks. I was talking about Dick. So just think of it that way. All of these guys, Evan Thompson, he only made 1 3 in the summer league, and it was the ugliest looking fucking 3. He made it, but it was the ugliest looking shot I've ever seen. He was amazing though in the short time that he played. Cam Whitmore was really, really good as well in the summer league, but I'm not that big of a believer in him still. Bryce Smith Jr., great. I think he's gonna be great. I do. I'm a believer in him. Eason's really good. Şengün, I'm not as high on as some others. Just gonna be out there and honest with you. Jalen Green and Jayshawn Tate. Would you rather have that, or would you rather have Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards? These are the questions we have to ask ourselves. These are the questions we must ask. Because Anthony Edwards, I'd rather have him than anything they got going on in Houston, obviously. Already a top 20-ish player in the league with legit MVP upside. Legit MVP upside. Jaden McDaniels, now me personally, I don't think the offense gets to where like Timberwolves fans think it might get to. I don't see it happening. Defensively, though, he's incredible. Everyone else here, Leonard Miller is going to be a solid player. Wendell Moore Jr., I honest to God know next to nothing about. And Josh Minot, again, I don't really know much about those guys. It's a tough one. Because the Rockets' young core is good. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, my God. Okay. I feel like I swayed that too strong. It should be closer. It's y'all's bracket. And I've already seen 2 people say that they messed up voting for the Rockets. I'm gonna tweet this out on Twitter later, and if it leaves my following, I'm gonna get shit on for this. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. Here we go. I'd rather have Anthony Edwards. All right, we're on to the Elite 8. So get your picks in. Get your picks in. Damn, Tim Anderson got suspended 6 games, and Jose Ramirez only 3. How do you get knocked out cold and then get suspended the most? Clay admits he regrets flexing his 4 rings after getting cooked by Book. I was in my feelings there. Book was busting my ass that day. We all get insecure at times. I'm not really proud of that one. Next year, Defensive Player of the Year is going to be more interesting than MVP, in my opinion. MVP is going to be interesting. Will they course correct and give it to Jokic? I think he's the favorite, actually. Embiid, no chance. It might be Luka season. It really might be. I say that and this song pops on. All right, let's see how many votes are in. I'll give you guys a few more seconds to get your votes in case you haven't gotten them in yet. About to eat a massive edible to celebrate Siley's return. Well, I probably won't be live by the time it kicks in, so I hope you got some plans. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Magic and Trailblazers. Blazers have a pretty strong young core. It's their young core though is just it's really hypotheticals. It's Scoot Henderson, who we haven't seen play in an NBA game, and Shane Sharp, who still has a ways to go. Magic, obviously. I mean, this is just crazy. Paolo, Franz Wagner alone. But then you have Anthony Black, who I like a lot. Jett Howard, Jalen Suggs. Like, Cole Anthony's still a pretty good player. It's the Magic here. Pretty easily. Spurs and Hornets. So I think this one's close. I think this one's actually neck and neck. Victor Wembanyama, obviously. Victor Wembanyama and Devin Vassell are hard carrying here. I need to see a little bit more from Jeremy Sohan. But obviously they love him. Not only did they not send him to Summer League, they sent him on all of their fucking ambassador stuff this year. So they love them some Jeremy Sohan. They think he's going to be a part of the future. I get it. If Blazers is hypothetical, then Spurs also. That's true. Devin Vassell has shown enough, in my opinion. Charles Bassey was good last year. Trey Jones has had some moments. Sohan had some moments last year where he was really strong. Like Malachi Branham, I know they like him a lot. But it's Victor Wembanyama, though. We haven't seen him play, but it's Victor Wembanyama. Like, what's the worst case scenario? I feel like you flipped significantly from your original Maxey over all other players. Now you're saying quantity over quality. It's a little bit different now, just because, like, yeah, the Spurs they have quantity on their side, but it's also like really good players. Hornets also, though, this one's actually close. Jesus, LaMelo Ball is an all-star. I think he's really fucking good. I think he's actually incredibly overlooked and underrated, to be honest with you. Nick Richards, strong backup big. James Bouknight, bust. He's done. Ty Jones, don't really see it. He's probably done. JT Thor, whatever. Mark Williams, really, really good. Really, really good. Bryce McGowan's, okay, fine. Whatever. Nick Smith Jr. Potential. Brandon Miller, second overall pick. Amari Bailey, pretty good. But again, this is y'all's bracket. Spurs do win. It's close, though. It's close. I actually don't know who I would have voted for. I think I would have voted for the Hornets, actually, to be honest with you. But you guys voted for the Spurs. Thunder and Pacers. Is this one maybe closer than we realize or no? Jarris Walker, I love. Nembhard was really solid. Isaiah Jackson, really solid. Tyrese Halliburton, all-star, really fucking good. I mean, Case and Wallace, Chet Holmgren, we've never seen them play an NBA game. J-Dub was amazing last year. I would have voted him Rookie of the Year if I had a vote. He was incredible. Ousmane Dieng, still complete and total upside at this point. Jalen Williams, solid. Trey Mann, Josh Giddey, pretty good. Benedict Mathurin. Okay, okay. I need to add Benedict Mathurin here. J-Dub and Shea are better than any pair of Pacers you could pick up. Oh, yeah, true. But Shea does not count here. If Shea counted, this wouldn't even be worth fucking doing. Let's see. I'm assuming you guys picked the Thunder. Oh, whoa. Wow. Okay. All right. That's close enough that, you know, so if I voted the Pacers, it would be tied. Okay. Let's really think about this. Chet and Case and Wallace. We haven't seen them play, but Chet, I think I'm pretty comfortable is going to be bare minimum all defensive level player. Bare minimum. If offense doesn't come through, he will at least be a borderline all defensive player. Case and Wallace, they drafted him 10th overall. I think he'll be pretty fucking good. Can anybody on this list? Well, I mean, yeah. We already know Tyrese Halliburton made the All-Star game. Can anybody on this Thunder list make an All-Star team in the next couple of seasons? I think Chet definitely could. I think J-Dub has an outside chance. And Giddey has an outside chance. We already know Tyrese Halliburton is an all-star. This one's fucking hard. Check the poll again. It's completely tied. Thunder won't have an all-star not named Shea for seasons. Relax. Like, if the Thunder end up being really good and Giddey's averaging like 9 assists, he could be an all-star this year. All right. I have to choose here. I think I'm going the Thunder. I think I am going the Thunder. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm going Oklahoma City. It's close and it's hard. I love Tyrese Halliburton, but Giddey, I'm not as high on as others, but he's still really good. Chet, I think, is going to be amazing. But again, he's hypothetical. But J-Dub is so fucking good. Like, we've already seen him. Where do you have Shea ranked as an NBA guard? Top 5, top 10? Yeah, easily top 5. As a guard? Luka, Steph, Dame are the only 3 I would comfortably put ahead of him. That's it. Yeah, I did see Tim Bontemps say that Shea was as good, if not better, than Luka for the World Cup. I did see that. I'm shocked this was that close. Pistons and Timberwolves. Oh my God. Are the Timberwolves going to win this thing? Damn. I'm ready to see the Thunder play under real pressure. When is this young core playing a game that has mattered besides the play-in? Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, Shea made the playoffs, technically. Shea's technically been to the playoffs twice, right? Because he went his rookie year with the Clippers and then in the bubble with the Thunder. I honestly think your Teals propaganda ruined the voting. I think it did have a bit of an effect. Look at the Pistons young core. Oh man, they got. I'm gonna give it to the Timberwolves because you guys voted that heavily in their favor. But Asar Thompson looked phenomenal in summer league. Marcus Sasser, Texas boy, Houston. Jalen Duren is going to be a problem. Jaden Ivey. It's up in the air, but I think he's going to be pretty damn good. James Wiseman. Isaiah Livers. Some people like him a lot. Cade Cunningham. Man, people are sleeping on Cade Cunningham. I think he's going to be great. Killian Hayes, whatever. Isaiah Livers is on here twice for some reason. So there you go. 2 Isaiah Livers. 2 livers. There you go. Maybe they had an argument if Bojan was eligible. That would be something if Bojan was somehow eligible for this. If the bracket went up to Bojan, it would just be ranked the best teams in the NBA. But Timberwolves, Leonard Miller is a strong rookie. Probably should have been a first-round pick. Anthony Edwards is the best player on this list. And Jaden McDaniels. It's a little bit shocking to see this result. But it's y'all's bracket. All right, we have our final 4. Oh, man. Rockets do not make it. Rockets didn't even make it past the second round. So the Timberwolves have knocked out the Rockets and the Pistons. Oh, if this left my tiny little Twitter bubble, my God. Yes, I do think Anthony Edwards is better than LaMelo Ball. I like LaMelo a lot, though. I think he's underrated and overlooked. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. Magic and Spurs. To me, personally, I don't think this one should be that close. I won't say which way I'm leaning. Ant is a better two-way player? Yeah, Ant, I think, is pretty comfortably the best player on this list. At least we won't get angry Pistons fans. I don't see much of them on Twitter. Rockets fans will probably murder you in the streets if you said that they didn't have like a top 3 young core. Like, they'd kill you. All right, let's just get into it. Magic Spurs. Okay, Magic clear easily. I was going to say, I don't know, easily is maybe a little bit strong, but I definitely would vote the Magic here. Paolo is going to be a superstar. And Franz Wagner, I think, is so fucking good. So incredibly good. And then you also have Anthony Black, who I like a lot. Jed Howard, who I honestly didn't love, but whatever. Jalen Suggs, who I still believe in. So, anyway, Vassell's on Franz level. Vassell's way better than... Oh, anyway, Vassell is on Franz level. If he stays healthy and develops some this year, maybe. Franz is like a legit all-star level player. Like, if the Magic have a surprisingly good season and Franz made the all-star game, would not be surprised. Spurs, Wembanyama, we just haven't seen it yet. That's just really what it boils down to. Because if we had, like, a couple months of Wembanyama and it was, like, 20 is a little too extreme. And it was, like, 16, 9.5 rebounds a game, 4 assists. He's making 1.5 threes per game, and he's averaging 2.5 blocks. Yeah, this would be a completely different conversation. But we haven't seen him yet. So it's really just kind of like Devin Vassell hard carrying a bit. Sohan's, these guys are all impressive. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's tough to beat out Paolo and Franz Wagner. And Thunder and Timberwolves. Does the Timberwolves Magic run end here? Oh my God! The Thunder have been in some barn burners. Okay, I think it has to end here. I think the Cinderella run has to end here. I think it has to end here. Chet, J-Dub, Giddey. Quick, name a Thunder player better than Ant. So I'll say it's a little bit different here than the Pistons. Because most of the Pistons guys, I mean, including Cade, are all still what ifs. Chet's a what if. Don't get me wrong. But J-Dub is awesome. Giddey's really good. And then you have all of these guys like Cason Wallace, Chet, Ousmane Dieng. One of these guys is going to hit. Jalen Williams was a rotation player on a playing team last year. Trey Mann, I don't think is good. Whatever. Aaron Wiggins. Feels like Aaron Wiggins has been in the league forever. But Aaron Wiggins was pretty strong, actually. Poku, whatever. Isaiah Joe was really good for them last year. Could you put a trade package together for Ant using that Thunder list? If he demanded a trade or something, yeah. It's got to be the Thunder, guys. Ant's magical run ends here. We're talking about one guy. Like Leonard Miller slept on. Jaden McDaniels a great defender. We're talking about one guy hard carrying this hard. I got to put my foot down. It was always going to be the Magic and the Thunder. I'm actually having second thoughts. I'm actually having second thoughts. Okay, because listen. Do any of these guys have MVP upside? No. No, they don't. Chet, in some maybe bizarro world. J-Dub's not going to be an MVP. I don't even know if he's going to be like a... he might have like an all-star appearance here or there, but he's just going to be a really, really good player. Like a really good player you want on a winning team. Nothing wrong with that at all. Giddy, all-star, definitely not an MVP ceiling. You trade the entire list for those two? Then Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, legit MVP upside. Jaden McDaniels is one of the best perimeter defenders period in the NBA. And Leonard Miller should have been a first-round pick. I love Ant, but if we were talking core, then it's the Thunder easily. Somebody voted the Thunder? All right, it doesn't have to be me. No, wait. Fuck. I don't know. This one's eating away at my heart and soul. I have a friend who's a Thunder fan. Let me call him and see if he picks up. Let's see if he picks up. I already know what his answer is going to be, so I don't even know why I'm doing this. He's not picking up. It's 2 o'clock on a work day. Are we overthinking this? If Shea counted, this wouldn't even be a conversation. If Shea counted, this wouldn't even be a conversation we were having. Okay, it's the Thunder. All right, it's the Thunder. The magical run has to end. Mark Jackson has been offered $1 million by an adult site to provide play-by-play analysis. Mama, there comes that man. Magic versus Thunder. It was always coming down to this. Get your votes in for the final. It was always going to be these two. They had the buys. Thunder barely squeaked by. This one was a little bit nuts. Thunder barely squeaked by the Pacers. I feel... Something's just gnawing at me about the Timberwolves one. All right, here are the two rosters. For the Magic, you have Anthony Black, Jet Howard, who they just drafted, those two rookies. Both in the top 11, right? Caleb Houston, Paolo, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, and Chuma Okeke. Is it Okeke or Okiki? I always forget what he changed it to. Okeke. Chuma Okeke. For the Thunder, it's Case and Wallace, who they just drafted. 10th overall. Chet Holmgren will be a rookie this season. J-Dub, who just finished second in Rookie of the Year. Ousmane Dieng, Jalen Williams, Trey Mann, Josh Giddey, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, Usman Garuba. He going to be on the team? Aaron Wiggins, Poku, and Isaiah Joe. All right, he texted me back. On stream was having a debate. Thunder, young core, 2020 draft onwards. So no Shea. Or T-Wolves, Ant, and Jaden McDaniels. Let's see what he says. Let's see what you... I want to... I feel like this game's being played under This game's being played under protest, and now we have to go back and look at it. The Thunder and Timberwolves matchup is being played under protest. It sounds so fucking dumb. In your brain, it doesn't even make sense. When you hear young core, you think, yeah, the Thunder, obviously. Even if you take Shea out of the mix, it's obviously the Thunder. But then you think about it more. And Anthony Edwards so comfortably clears everybody. And then you add in Jaden McDaniels. And then you add in Leonard Miller. No, it holds up. All right, Magic Thunder, what are we thinking? Magic win comfortably, huh? And just like that. The Magic win, which is what I would say. I think the Magic are going to win regardless. Yeah, I think the Timberwolves would have lost to the Magic anyways. And is an MVP potential player, and Jade is a Defensive Player of the Year potential player. I'm taking that 10 times out of 10. I mean, okay, all right. For those of you who said that you would take the Timberwolves, would you take them against the Magic? Because all of the logic you're applying, you could also apply to Orlando. Would you vote for the Timberwolves over the Magic? Magic clear, everybody. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm reversing this. I'm sorry. I'm stewing on it. I'm stewing on it. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about it. I thought this was a democracy. Well, technically, Thunder Timberwolves was one vote apart from each other. And I voted for the Timberwolves. So then it's technically tied. And my vote counts double. Because I gerrymandered my district. So that's why. That's why. All right, so here's the bracket. Here's how it shook out. I love doing the brackets, by the way. We're gonna do a bracket once a week in August, just because there's absolutely nothing. So think about some other topics. Think about some other topics for brackets. We just did the best defensive player. We could do the best offensive player. We could do the best young player. Best jerseys. You know, we could figure something out. Was there any... First round was all easy. There wasn't any really tough decisions in the first round. Look at this shit. The Timberwolves made it all the way to the finals, and they almost lost to the fucking Nets. Coaches? Oh, God. They almost lost to the fucking Nets in round one. Somehow. That one, I would have overturned that. That's true. That's true. Everyone did forget about Anthony Edwards. You are right. You are right. The Magic just steamrolled everyone. Mid-season tourney sim? Is that going to be in 2K? It better be. Mascot rankings is pretty fun. Best team using all the players that have played for a franchise. Oh, that's fun. Like figure out the like all-time starting 5 for each franchise. Oh, that's really good. That might be my next one. That's a great idea, KS. That's a really fun one. Even like sitting down and figuring out what each team would be really fun. All right, let me tweet this out. The Rockets got yeeted in the second round. Christ almighty. I'm blaming you guys, though, in my tweet. My chat voted on the best young cores in the NBA 2020 draft onwards. Here was how it went down. Anthony Edwards hard carried. Magic steamrolled everyone. Not a lot. What should be another bullet point? Houston doesn't have an All-NBA potential guy like Minnesota. Amin Thompson definitely has All-NBA potential. He 1000% does. I did mention 2020 onwards. All right, Tolkien, finish the tweet. More like George R.R. Martin. The tweet's never coming out. I'm gonna drop the tweet 3 years from now, and it's not gonna make any sense. Houston, a surprisingly early exit. Thoughts? Again, my chat voted on this. If you were George R.R. Martin, you would have updates on the tweet every week while pimping Instagram posts until you die. Isn't there like a... Isn't there like more than one book he needs to finish? Or is the last one... Andrew agreed, don't hide behind us? No, I'm hiding behind you guys. Are you kidding me? You guys are a faceless entity. You can't get mad at a whole chat. You can get mad at me. You can't get mad at a whole chat. Are there any I disagreed with? Spurs Hornets was close. I think there was like one or two that I would have voted a different direction. Me defending this bracket? Who are you, Tyron Smith? Oh, wait, is that Tyron Smith? Man, I'm so far out of the game. That's Tyron Smith, right? He's like 66% done with Winds of Winter after like decades, and he still has more books after. He's done with the main series. He lost interest. He's doing histories and atlases now. Well, that's unfortunate. I never read any of the books for this exact reason. I was wanting to wait until they were all done. That way, I didn't get like super sucked in, and it never had like a fitting conclusion. But if they all get finished, I'll read them. I still have love in my heart for Game of Thrones, even though it ended very poorly. It was peak. Absolute peak. All right, guys. That's probably going to do it today. Probably no stream on Wednesday. There's just nothing to talk about. But I will stream again on Friday. I'm working on a video in the time being. I know I keep saying that, but I am actually working on a video. This is, anytime there's an off season, I like to think of it as a new season of Slightly Biased. The content kind of changes. This time, I'm going more long-form videos. I'm going to see how it works out. Bro, I was born in 2000. Y'all old as shit. Hey, man, you're 23. Guess what? It's in the rearview mirror now. You're old, too. All right? 23, it's over. Okay? Sorry to break the news to you. 2029, Jesus. 29 is what some people have told me is the worst birthday. Because you dread being 30 the entire time. But so much so, by the time you hit 30, you don't even really care anymore. Which actually makes sense. I do find myself being the oldest one at hoop sessions. That's exactly why I don't that's exactly my problem. I don't want to hoop with 19-year-olds. Okay, I want to hoop with other old men like me. Tomorrow game stream, Slovenia, aren't they scrimmaging themselves? No, thank you. I have no interest in that. I'll watch, but I'm no thanks. Team USA plays tonight, actually, don't they? I'm pretty sure they play tonight. Yeah, they play at 9 p.m. Central, Jesus. They play Puerto Rico on Fox Sports 1. So there you go. They play Slovenia on, is that Friday? Saturday. They play Slovenia on Saturday. Slovenia is going to get fucked. Slovenia plays Spain and the United States. That's going to be tough. Cowboys preseason game on Saturday. I would much rather watch one of these games than that. Preseason, dude, okay. I know that I shit on the NFL a lot, trust me. I am playing it up a little bit here and there. Like, will I watch week 1? No, I won't. But do I understand it? Yes. Preseason is so garbage. I'd rather watch shit dry for sure. Preseason NFL is absolute garbage. Real quick, when does free agency end? Technically never. Like, free agency, there's no like concrete date. There's really nothing else. Like, it's James Harden's not getting traded, so don't even think about that anymore. The Damian Lillard trade situation is the only thing left. That's it. And that's obviously a huge deal, but until that happens, it's like Christian Wood, Kelly Oubre, PJ Washington, I guess. Preseason can be enjoyable in the first half if you know what you want to watch and focus on. After that, it's terrible. That's exactly what I've been saying about football, man. It's fucking terrible. Like, it's just so bad. It's so bad. No offense. It's really bad. No offense to Mr. Football, but it's terrible. All right. No stream on Wednesday. Just nothing to talk about. Friday, we will be back, and there will be a PowerPoint stream. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to rank the last 10 NBA offseason. So that'll be a fun stream. PowerPoint stream. Make sure you guys come and tune in for that. It's going to be a blast. Just out of curiosity, what did you notice about PJ Washington that made you lower on him? Oh, great question, because that was another classic slightly biased moment where I said that and then completely derailed my train of thought and never brought it up again. Consistency issues. A lot of games where it felt he was completely and totally invisible on offense and defense. But, he was on a terrible team last year, so I don't... It's tough to judge guys like that. It's tough to judge guys like that. Don't know if he's as great of a defender as some people think. Too. Still very good and versatile, though. But still love to have him. All right, guys. Love you very much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for participating. I love these streams. They're so much fun to me. Hope you guys enjoy them, too. I like the interactivity. Some brackets, I'm gonna pick whatever I want, and then we'll see what you guys choose. But some brackets like today, yeah, you guys get to say. Anyways, thank you guys for coming out. All the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Monday afternoon anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. Thank you. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. Getting very close to 10,000. I have purposefully kind of slowed content because I'm not ready for 10,000 yet. I have plans for 10,000, and they're not ready. But thank you guys. Donations, members, you guys never have to do that, but it helps me out tremendously. Makes me feel so good. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'll drop a video sometime this week before the end of Friday. Don't know which date yet. Probably Wednesday, but maybe Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. And gas it up when it comes out, because I'm putting a lot of effort into videos now, much more than I used to at least. And then I'll be live again on Friday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Love you guys. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.